Security consultant Richard Amoa joins us now to talk more on this. Good morning, Richard. Thank you for joining us on
Thanks
TVC
for having
Breakfast.
me. Yeah.
All right. Yes, there has been issues of insecurity across the country, and we've seen it a resurgence, so to speak. But quickly, is community policing the way to go?
Oh yes, community policing is the way to go, but not under federal system of government, not under where police is centralized in Abuja.
Really?
Yes, that's why I've said it time without number, even when the members of the upper parliament, what are they called? That the Senate and the representative. I'm like, whoa, do they actually understand what they are saying? Because if you want to run a community policing, you don't run community policing where you have to decentralize it. You have to make sure that, because what's community policing? Community policing is a neighborhood policing. Community policing is bringing policing closer to the people. Community policing is interacting with the people. Community policing is making sure that people in the community work with the police. And again, the job of the community policing is not really with the police, it's with the community themselves.
So is that different from state police?
Exactly. No, it's different from state police.
Okay.
So if you want to run community policing, Nigeria should be thinking of state policing, of state police, in the sense that, because like I said, look at issue of, for example, I'm going to bring Amatekun, for example. Amatekun cannot call themselves community policing if they have a centralized headquarter in Oyo, and they're in Lagos, they're in Ogun, they're in Ekiti. No. So I think we need somebody to educate Nigerians that the fact that we have multifaceted insecurity in Nigeria, and everybody's saying community policing. You cannot have a community policing where I still need to report to IGP in Abuja. So it needs to be decentralized. People need to quickly get involved.
There's an issue of funding. A lot of states are not viable enough to fund
we keep saying that. We keep saying that. Federal government can still give them the same money they want to use right now. For example, the IGP is recruiting men in their different,
and they are working with traditional rulers to achieve that.
Exactly. So the question again is, even with the behavior, the current attitude of Nigerian police, if you take it to community policing, you will not achieve anything. Why? Because community policing, you are going to do a whole lot of working with the people. You are going to do a lot of you have to be very friendly to get information from people.
There has to be that trust.
There's going to be trust. You understand? People need to be able to come to you and tell you things. So when we talk about community policing, that's a whole lot of ingredients. There's a whole lot of things in it,
which is lacking at
the present. So I asked myself, and I actually posted it somewhere, that if this current police system in Nigeria is going to train their men for community policing, we have issues. Because I need a woman who is selling tomato or who is selling bole by the side of the corner, who have seen something, to be able to call them and say, this is what I've seen. Every Saturday or anytime there's a community meeting in the estate or in the community, the community police officer will need to be there. So they don't need patrol vehicle to move around. No, what they need is trekking, meeting with the people.
Moving all around.
Moving all around.
So there has to be loads of educating for the people.
Yes,
on the one hand.
Yes, one point again. For community policing, if they post, for example, somebody for a community, that officer must be there for like a year minimum. To able to understand the terrain. So I think what we are doing right now is just trying to cut a tree from the middle.
Wow. Let's leave it here now. Richard Amoa, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Security consultant Richard Amoa joins us now to talk more on this. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, it seems clear-cut idea on what this community policing is all about, because we seem to be mixing it up with state policing.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Do we really understand? Do you think we understand what the idea is about?
I'm not really sure they really understood what state police is all about. Community police is all about. To them, they feel like community policing is just having police in the community to work with people. No. For you to have I said it earlier that in community policing, it relates with the people. Then you not centralize community policing. The way it is right now, Nigerian police is centralized in Abuja. But in community policing, you decentralize it because they are in every nook and cranny. The man who tried to get it right was Orosha Sokorocha while he was the governor. Imo State was very, very tough in terms of kidnapping. But what he did was to go to each community and say, Chief, what they call it there, Obi or whatever they are called. This is your community. Get some men in your community. Let's know what is going on. And he put them on salary, 15,000, 20,000 naira, and some youths. And before you know it, Imo State was calm before he left. If you follow, crime situation in Imo State. So if we are talking about community policing today, we must practice state police to grab the concept of community. Because like I said, you don't need to go too far to report situation. And I use an example of Amotekun for you. That if Amotekun is to be successful today, they cannot have their head office in Oyo, while I'm in Lagos, Ekiti, Ogun, to report to Oyo. So, meaning that in community policing, they are going to work with the police. For example, let me tell you something in the UK. Police have a police team called Neighborhood Watch. They are still part of policing, but they are dedicated to community. They don't respond to emergency.
Okay.
Do you understand? Okay. So what they do is that every time on the street, on the traffic, in the community, like Kent and all those places, they are there working with people, using horses to move around. So if there's any meeting within any community, they call them to come and listen.
Okay, but in Nigeria,
yes,
there's a fair. While community policing and state police will be a laudable initiative for us, there are fears that it will be hijacked.
Don't keep saying this.
You know.
See, no, let me tell you. We are in a terrible situation. And people keep telling me the fear of state police. We cannot continue like this. You cannot take a policeman who is from Lagos State for his origin to go to Zamfara. You cannot bring the man from Sokoto to come to Mushi. When we talk about state policing and community policing, we are talking about a man who can exchange their language, a person that you've known.
Yes, but how do we
understand?
We can understand, yes.
But how do we curb the situations where even a local government chairman will have, if we have community policing,
yes,
have about 20 or 50
Those are the things we're talking about. If it's properly implemented, if it's properly implemented,
what will be a proper implementation?
Proper implementation is to have a national, a state assembly that is on their own to say, Mr. Governor, this is what we want to do, and this is how it's going to be done. Not a situation, for example, look at what we're practicing right now that we are so afraid of. That if, for example, we have a state police today, that the government is going to hijack it for election. Because even right now, look at the federal police, look at the way it's being used. If Mr. Inspector General of Police knows that this police is an institution, just like FBI, Trump cannot call the head of FBI to do anything. That me, as an IG, no, Mr. President can call me to do what I cannot do. Because my office is there's an institution.
That comes from autonomy.
That's it. But, so it's because of what we're seeing right now in the federal system of government we're practicing. And we're thinking that if we have that in the state, we're going to have issues. So when we're talking about community policing, I'm still talking to the authority who are listening to me right now, that what they are thinking is not what is going to happen, because it's still going to be the same thing. They're still going to have IG controlling this.
You're conversant with the words, he who pays the piper dictates the tune.
Yes, he who pays, that's obvious and clear. But we're saying that with what we have today in Nigeria has come to where state police should be what you'll be talking.
Then it means, from what you have said, it means that the citizens have a role to play.
They have a
major role to play to call these people, bring them to account.
But yes. Do you know why?
And take charge of it.
Do you know why?
Yes.
Because there's no any successful policing in the world without the people. And that's the problem we're having with Nigerian police today. Nigerian police are still intimidating people. Nigerian police is still unfriendly. Nigerian police will not stop you to say you are a first-timer in this crime you've committed. You see, the moment we have a face, like I told you earlier, that if this current police are the one to train the new recruit for community policing, we're going to have issue. Because in community policing, you must be friendly to relate with people. You must be able to walk, not for you to carry gun around. No. Community policing is to walk around and be with the people and know what their problem is. They are supposed to be problem solvers.
And ensure safety.
And ensure safety.
Right.
And again, they have to be proactive, not be reactive.
Right.
All right.
Richard Omowa, let's leave it here now. Thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.
Security consultant Richard Amowa joins us now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Morning.
Yeah.
All right, so looking at this situation now, Senator, backing community policing, is this a pointer to the inefficiency of the Nigerian police?
Not really inefficiency of Nigerian police, but inadequacy of Nigerian police.
Okay.
Permit me to read this, please, so that those who want to learn from setting up community policing will understand what I'm trying to say. It's a community policing is also called neighborhood policing. It's a policing strategy based on the notion that community interaction and support can help control crime and reduce fear, with community members helping to identify suspects, detain vandals, and bring problems to the attention of police. I see that. So it's not really about inefficiency of police, but it's the fact that the kind of crime that is happening today in Nigeria is overwhelming. And I sympathize with Nigerian army, with Nigerian police. Today, Nigeria is only country that I know that uses army as internal security, which is very wrong. What we're now saying, if they really understood what community policing is to see it's not about police, it's about the people. It's the people that are going to identify. It's the people that will detain. It's the people that will now call police. It's the people that will give intelligence. One thing that is lacking in policing today in Nigeria is lack of intelligence gathering. And that is what people must be involved in. And that's why police today that is saying they want to start community policing here and there need to understand that if with the attitude of Nigerian police today in present Nigeria, they will get it wrong. The only state that is getting it closely right now is Lagos State government with what we call neighborhood watch. Unfortunately, Lagos today, with the last census, we are told that we are about 22 million or 21 million, and they have only 7,000 neighborhood watch.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. And those neighborhood watch today, you see them controlling traffic. They were supposed to be in the community, knowing what is happening. And again, if you want to say you are using neighborhood watch, for example, I'm using Lagos for example, and you are on uniform, as a community police person, you are not supposed to be in uniform too. Only a few, because they're not supposed to be seen. Because
so
you are getting intelligent. Part of the society. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I'm also going to bring back Okorocha system, why he was a governor in Imo State, and he was very successful. You need to look at the opinion leaders, the pastors. So
if they are not known, I have to hold your thoughts there. If they are not known, how do the citizens or the people within the society identify them and pass information to them?
It's known to them, but not to every the criminals.
But the criminals live within.
They live within, yes. They live within, but they know. If I'm going to say, okay, we're going to start a community policing and we're going to do parade, bring everybody out, the criminals already know them. But these things are something that even the chief, the obas, are the one to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We have the privilege to have like 50 or 500 people in this community. Okay, you are the one to identify them. And quietly, they are trained, everything is done. But again, whether you like it or not, they know the criminals in every nook and cranny. The hunters that are going to be part of this community policing, are they going to be wearing uniform inside the bush? No. So what we're saying is that there's need. It's not about calling for community policing without having a foundation or understanding what it takes. The blueprint, thank you. So I think now, those who are listening to us, the top high-ranking officers, and they need to call in some people who are in private security business, who knows this thing, and let's call for a meeting and help them out to tell them this is how it's going to go. Because, like I said earlier again, no any security in any part of the world has been successful without the people. The people is policing.
So what would be the role of the people now?
The role of the people is to give information. The role of the people is to make sure that whatever that is happening, they are being told. The role of the people is not to talk out of fear. Today, Nigerians, even the fact that, for example, in Lagos, we have 767 or 112 to call, they are still afraid because they say that number can be tapped. People are still afraid to have interface with the